By the time Kareem Abdul-Jabbar finally calls it a career next spring, he will have played professional basketball professionally in 3 decades and with 5 different presidents of the United States. He's played more games in the NBA than anybody. He's scored more points than anybody. His coast-to-coast farewell tour continues. Friday night stop, a place that Jabbar knows awfully well, Boston Garden. We look back on Kareem's days at Boston Garden, 1973-74, the championship when he was a member of the Bucks. Skyhook with 5 seconds to go, giving the Bucks a 102-101 win. 1984-85 with the Lakers. Jabbar unstoppable, taking Boston to the hoop time and time again. He would have a team-high 29. Lakers won that game 111-100. Then we move on to Boston Garden
We don't
tonight.
want him to forget anything about this building. He's had his ups and downs. He's had a lot of ups. He's gone across this floor so many times. It's got to happen. We've got to give him a piece of this floor.
I guess I should start when I was a kid. When I didn't know anything about this game, I used to watch a team wearing green. They had a guy on the team wore number 6. He's taught me how to play the game. And they had a coach that liked to smoke cigars. And I would never have learned how to play the game if it had not been for the Celtics teams in the 50s and 60s. So for that, I would like to thank Coach Auerbach and General Manager Auerbach for what he has done for the game, because I have definitely benefited from it. That is a tradition here, and it's a well-deserved tradition.
And then it was game time. First quarter, Robert Parrish with the steal. The dish to Brian Shaw. Back to Reggie Lewis, and he's got the jam. Lewis would have 22 on the night. Now watch this pass. Brian Shaw right to Mark Akers. Pretty pass, easy jam. The Celtic bench turned a 12-2 run in the second quarter. Story of the first half. Lakers couldn't drop the ball in the ocean from a rowboat. One no good, another no good, and yet another no good. And then finally a whistle and a foul. 5 for 22 for the Lakers in the second quarter. In the third, the Lakers would come back. Here's Kareem, a left-handed hook. Yes, it counts as a foul. He would have 10 points on the night. But Reggie Lewis and company, tough in the fourth quarter. Lewis with the steal. DJ with the long pass to Danny Ainge, and the Celtics go on and win 110-96. The Lakers lose 2 straight for the first time this season. They've dropped 3 of their last 4. Ainge led the Celtics with 25. Reggie Lewis, looking more and more like a modern-day Cornbread Maxwell, added 22. Magic Johnson led the Lakers with 31.
At the Omni Friday night at Atlanta, one of those classic matchups that you've heard so much about. One of the league's toughest home teams, the Atlanta Hawks, hosting a red-hot road team in the Milwaukee Bucks. But if you expect to stop the Hawks, you've got to bottle up Dominique Wilkins. They didn't exactly do that tonight. He did go 11 for 25 from the floor for 30 points, however. Terry Cummings was strong for Milwaukee. He had 29. Big play coming up right here. Check out Jack Sikma's feet. Well behind the three-point line, but he's only credited for 2, and that would hurt Milwaukee later on. Third quarter, Bucks by 1. Dominique again. As I said, he had 30 points. The Hawks were up by 1. Hawks start to pull away here in the fourth quarter. Moses Malone hits the fadeaway. He had 29. The Hawks were up by 5. But the Bucks come back. Doc Rivers nails the 18-footer, and they were up 113-112. Hawks up by 3 now. Sidney Moncrief at the buzzer, or was it after the buzzer? They say it was after time had expired. That would have tied it, but no. Atlanta wins it 115-112, and the Hawks are now just 2 games out of first place. Meanwhile, in Charlotte, Hornets fans all abuzz over their guys at home Friday night with the Dallas Mavericks. Kurt Rambis nails the baseline jumper. The Hornets outscored Dallas 12-2 to start this game. But the Mavs race back. Mark Aguirre, 2 of his 24 points. Dallas was up by 10 at halftime. They would not look back in the second half, but it got a little nasty in this game. James Donaldson and Michael Holden have a difference of opinion. Sam Perkins, Dave Hoppen, yikes. Yeah, but the Mavs would prevail in this one. 107-98 was your final score. The Hornets dropped to 5-5 at home. Respectable for an expansion team. Just ask Miami. While the Mavs have now caught the Denver Nuggets. They are tied for first place in the Midwest. Back to the NBA now, and to the Meadowlands, where the New Jersey Nets hosted the Philadelphia 76ers, who've suddenly fallen on hard times, losing 4 in a row and losing sight of first place in those New York Knicks. It was an ice-cold Philadelphia team that took the floor against the Nets tonight. Good hustle by the Nets in the first half. Joe Barry Carroll saves the ball to Dennis Hobson for 2. Now good passing underneath here by the Nets. Keith Lee with the easy bucket. They were up by a deuce at halftime. Close into the fourth quarter. That's when Charles Barkley came alive. The dish to Mo Cheeks for the 20-footer. Now watch him reject Dennis Hobson underneath. Get that out of here. You want some more from Charles? Watch the steal. And you can pretty much figure out the rest on this one. Sixers take control. Barkley had only 15 points on the night, well below his average. But he tops it all off with this casual three-pointer here. The Sixers break their losing streak, 114-106. The Sixers now just 3-7 on the road, but they are 3 games behind the Knicks. Meanwhile, in Phoenix, the Portland Trail Blazers looking to end their 3-game winning streak, looking to extend their 3-game winning streak. Instead, they ended it as the Blazers lost to the Suns 132-125. The Suns now 2 games over 500.
These have not been the best of times for Gene Shue and the Los Angeles Clippers. Being the only team in the history of the NBA to lose a game to the Miami Heat was the ultimate indignity. And on Friday night, amid rumors that Gene Shue was close to joining the ranks of this nation's unemployed, the 7-14 Clippers hosted the 14-7 Denver Nuggets at the LA Sports Arena, where we go just now. Clippers running early. Gary Grant finding Ken Norman for the jam. LA up 14-9. Clips would expand the lead in the second. Norman to Danny Manning on the reverse. 56-41 Clips, and the Clipperettes are a bunch of happy campers this night. Things going well for the Clippers in the third. Benoit Benjamin with the monster jam, sorta. Reggie Williams sticks it back home with 17. Then Williams would hit the fall-away jump shot out of the corner at the buzzer. It counts. 98-82 LA after 3. But the Nuggets were far from dead in quarter number 4. Walter Davis from three-point land. Fat Lever from three-point land. Walter Davis one more time from three-point land. It's a three-point game. The Nuggets' last chance, down by 3. Alex English intentionally missing the foul shot. They get the ball to Michael Adams, the three-point shooter, but he can't hold on. Clippers hang on to win it, 121-118. Manning with a career-high 29 led the Clips. Ken Norman chipped in with 23. Davis led the Nuggets with 26. Clippers end their own 3-game losing streak. The Nuggets' 3-game winning streak comes to an end. Bulls beat the Pacers by 7. Pacers lose their 10th straight on the road. Their last road win came last April. Michael Jordan led the Bulls with 28. Mr. Bill had his best night as a Bull with 23.